Hey everybody again, welcome back to another episode of the Minecraft Yapathon. There's been a little bit of a time difference, obviously, between the first episode and now this episode. As you can see, we have a nether now, I have another portal. Let me just craft the spyglass. I lost my spyglass, and a bunch of other items. I've actually sorted my inventory. I have a new place for my ores, right here, for reasons that are about to be obvious. As you can see over there, I have another portal now, and I thought it would be really nice to explore it for the first time. And I died. I lost a bunch of stuff on the way because the lava burned it by the time I got back. So I decided to recoup most of the materials that I lost, and I went back to the cave and started mining things. And now I have a nice little farm here. Crops are growing pretty well. So today this video is going to be a little bit more focused on doing stuff. I have a bunch of copper ingots here. And what I wanted to do with that was I wanted to craft a bunch of copper blocks for my caves, but I realized that I'm gonna need a whole lot more copper to be able to do that properly. So I'm just gonna go into the mines and start mining like every miner does. So I was editing the first episode. I was like, wow, there is a bunch of stuff I shouldn't have talked about on there. So maybe I should have talked about me right now on that first episode instead of me in the future. This is just for clarification, so that, because let's be honest, it kind of popped out of nowhere here. Suddenly there's this video popping up on your recommendation feed, if it is gonna pop up, some dude playing Minecraft. There's another copper ore down there. Either that's gonna lead me to my doom, or it's gonna be more copper for me. More copper for... Oh, okay, this is getting a little bit suspicious here. I actually do music, and I do some camera stuff IRL. Mostly it's music where I'm really what I really love doing. I mix, I produce and stuff. However, what I say I'm really good at mixing, not yet. I do learn from the pros, but it's kind of like doesn't matter if you're learning from the pros if you yourself are an absolute amateur at what you're doing. Hey, cool. So actually, when I died because I died in the nether, the reason for that is because I brought a bed to the nether. I wanted to do a strat because I wanted to skip to netherite right now. I wanted netherite right now. So what I did was I looked up some tutorials on how to get ancient debris fast. And one of the strats were bringing a bed to the nether and then clicking that a lot of times so that you basically blow up a bunch of the ground. So I was like, sweet, I'm gonna do that right now. But one thing that I missed from that tutorial was that you had to have lots of protection on you. You had to have like fully enchanted diamond armor and some totems. And I completely missed that part. So being as underpowered as I am, look at that. I only have iron armor. So being as underpowered as I am, I put down the bed, I click it, and because I have immediate respawn on, suddenly I'm back at the top. I died. And then when I came back to the nether, when I went back to where I died, all my stuff was gone because it was basically swamped by the lava. Like, really friggin' unlucky there. What am I doing in this? Basically, I had to make up for the amount of stuff I lost. I had a diamond pickaxe with me, man. A diamond friggin' pickaxe. So what I had to do was I had to recoup. And what I did was I went back to the cave, the really deep cave that we explored in episode 1. Yeah, I explored that, didn't I? And also, there's a funny thing that I noticed when I was editing episode 1. See, I had my audio on mute when I was playing the game on that episode. I walked through this forest here, and I was asking a question. And the end of my sentence timed with a cave noise. And it like really creeped me out during editing. And apparently it turns out some cave noises will play even if you're above ground. It's just a matter of how dark it is where you are. So yeah, that freaked me out when editing. So I started exploring in this direction a little bit more, and there's a bunch of diamonds there, a bunch of iron, and I was basically able to recoup all the stuff that I had lost within hours of game. I'm sorry, I thought that was iron. Greed! I'm greedy. So this place is basically completely lit up now. There's a really nice place down here. Like, look at that! And it looks small right now where I am, but if I start going down here, okay, it still looks pretty small. I haven't lit up the whole place yet. But there's a bunch of ore that I've already mined up here. That hit sound was really... Either that hit sound was really delayed or something else is with me here. But you'll notice, I've basically lit up this whole place. This part of the place was massive. I had a movie on in the background while I was putting torches in this area. So before any cave sounds can play, because I actually have a sound on now, I'm gonna get out of here. Minecraft has some scary ass cave sounds. Actually, let's talk about Minecraft being scary. It was never intended to be scary. This is a fun game. Microsoft markets it as such, and it is. But when I'm underground, I just can't help shake the feeling that, you know, maybe something's down here with me, even though it's single player. I'm the only person in this world, but it feels like something is watching me. I should probably sprint. But, you know, it feels like something is always watching. And I don't know. I know that there isn't, because it was back like 6 years ago. 6 years ago, I was like really geeked into the inner workings of Minecraft. So I know for sure nothing is in the code of this game where it's like something's watching. I'm on peaceful right now. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm on peaceful difficulty. Whoa, I almost died again. I'm on peaceful difficulty right now, so I know for a fact that nothing that can hurt me will spawn. But it's just like, what if something's up there? What if something's flying around watching me? What if it's behind me right now? Like, you guys know that Silent Hill game that was cancelled? I'm not sure if it... Oh yeah, it was Silent Hill. The PT. There's a thing in PT where the ghost of the house, I can't remember the name, is always behind the player. Like, for the whole game. It's watching you always behind the player. And sometimes when I'm in that cave, it feels like that. Even though I know that there's basically nothing in this game that can hurt me. Okay, now we're not going to talk about Minecraft being a horror game. We're going to talk about how I can't click a door for nothing. Actually, I'm going to introduce myself. I don't know how to do that. I mean, I don't think there's really anything interesting about me to introduce right now. But some details about me are that I do music. I like camera stuff. I like doing video stuff. Are you seeing those frame drops? So I do music, and I like mixing stuff. I learned most of what I know about mixing from people who do it for a living. So, you know, that journey, I started that journey 4 years ago, but making music has been with me since like 10 years now. And that's the one constant in my life. And aside music, recently I like doing things with cameras. I'm trying to learn how to color. I edit most things in DaVinci Resolve. I actually edit everything video I do in DaVinci Resolve. I'm trying to learn how to be a colorist and stuff, because I shoot my own stuff, and I don't want it to look trash when I eventually put it out there in the big world. Maybe it's a school project. I don't want it to look trash. I want it to look like the best thing anyone has ever seen. Of course, I'm going to try to learn, you know, all sorts of stuff about visual arts. And aside from visuals, I've always wanted to, you know, do this, just yap about stuff while I play video games. It's always something I've wanted to do. Streaming, you know. I already talked about this in the first episode. 2020, man. The year the whole world went inside. If you've seen any of those videos where it's like, it's a street where you expect there to be a lot of people, and then there's just nobody in the streets of it. And that's what I mean by the whole year, the year the whole world went inside. Everyone was at home. And that was the time when streamers and gamers got to shine, because those people were already always inside before the pandemic. Oh my god, I bumped into a tree. Those people were already always inside before the pandemic even happened. So when the pandemic came, they didn't have to adjust. I sure as hell didn't. Even though, yes, I did go out because, you know, I'm a student. Most of my social life was online. Like, I never had anyone I could call an IRL friend until just very recently, these last few years, after the pandemic and all. The reason for that, I don't know. Maybe I'm just different. That was, you know, Okay, I'm digging too deep into that, but all you really need to know is that I wasn't the usual kind of kid, so it's like most of my social life is online, which was a horrible mistake, by the way. Do not give your kids, especially when they're really young. Do not give your I wouldn't give my kid a phone until they were like 13 or something. Let alone unrestricted internet access. Like, I had internet access since I was like, what, 5? I'm chronically online, so I know I'm always up to date with like, blimey! I'm not British, okay, I'm Asian. So I'm always up to date with the latest BS happening on Twitter. I'm not gonna call it X. And just letting you know what side I'm on already. Yes, we're gonna get real woke on the first video. Okay, on the second video. Hey, at least the first episode's always there. Whoa! What the hell is that, man? What the hell is that? Yeah, when I was little, I wanted to be a YouTube star. Be a. It's very cringy when I think about it, but like, in a way, me recording these videos is just me trying to do very young me due diligence. What? Why does Bedrock perform like this? I have no clue why Bedrock performs like this, man. Minecraft is a game I've been playing for years, you know. I remember the Pocket Edition, light version, by the way, on that. I'm basically an OG when it comes to the Pocket Edition. So, okay, so let me round it up. I'm a musician. I've always wanted to do stuff about games. I do camera things. I do editing. I'm still pretty shy about myself. Give me like 100 more episodes and maybe I'll start opening up fully. Maybe I'll start getting real comfortable about this whole YouTube thing. See, I actually don't know if this was already in the first episode. I can't remember. But I have this animal farm here now. Look at that, man. Beautiful. And then cow one. So basically, I want to make an enchanting table, but it's not really going to be useful unless I have a bunch of bookshelves around it. And to make a bookshelf, I need books, and to make books, I need a hell lot of sugar cane to make paper, and a whole bunch of cow leather. So I'm using the wheat to breed them, and when they're done breeding, I'm going to kill them. Okay, it's getting really dark. Hey, I'm commentating about the game now. Awesome. And so I've been recording for longer than I've been recording on the first episode now. But yeah, I think this is where I'm gonna end this episode for now. I really wish I could talk more, but it's kind of like I've already ran out of things to talk about. Or do, actually. Because now I'm just waiting for the wheat to grow so I can breed them. The cows, I mean. All the way over there. And you already know what I'm gonna do to them. So yeah, that's this episode, everybody. I hope you enjoyed watching. And I'll definitely try to be more comfortable. I don't know how. I still don't know how to do this whole YouTube thing. So I'm just gonna try my best. And thank you for watching.